Hey everyone, my name is Amanda Rios. I'm in History 108, and this is my Daughter of Fortune video. Hello, my name is Anastasia de la Cruz, and my brother and I are in need of a new perspective on life, and California is just the place to start our new adventure. My story begins way before the 1849 gold rush even began. I've lived in 3 different countries and speak numerous languages. My family comes from a very wealthy part of Spain, which is where I was born in 1829 and raised until I was 10 years old. My father is an entrepreneur and salesman, and my mother is a designer. My father owned multiple small businesses in Spain where my mother's designs were sold. Clothing, furniture, you name it, she could make it come to life. They made a pretty good duo and provided well for my younger siblings and myself. I have a brother who is not too much younger than I am, and a sister who is several years younger than both of us. In 1839, when I was 10, my brother 8, and my sister 2, my parents packed us up and moved us to Salvador, Brazil. Salvador was one of the largest cities in Brazil, and it was also the capital. My family thought it was a good move to come here to spread their business, and with me being old enough to help my mother in the production side of it, we were producing more goods than ever before. Salvador was one of the oldest and most beautiful cities in all of Brazil, and it was located right on the South Atlantic Ocean, which was nice because we were able to ship goods back home to our friends in Spain easily, without having to travel very much to get them there. We didn't spend much time in Salvador because although we were producing more than ever, we weren't generating as much income as we had hoped for because there are so many other small businesses in Salvador. My father overheard the crew members on one of the ships talking about a city in Chile called Valparaiso, which was one of the most popular ports in South America, and asked them about it. They told my father we would have better luck selling our products there than in Salvador, and 6 months later we packed our things and headed for Chile. The journey to Valparaiso was more brutal, cold, and longer than our journey from Spain, and at one point my mother got so sick we thought we'd lose her. But she made it to Valparaiso and got some herbs and medication to help her sickness. We made it to Valparaiso in 1844. I was 15 years old. We became so fond of that little port town, and we were doing very well for ourselves. Yes, it was nothing like my perfect little home in Spain. The streets smelled, the houses were small except for ours, and the food was different. It was such a big culture shock for my family and I, bigger than our move from Spain to Salvador. But there was something about this little town that felt like we were supposed to be there, to help them out. As I got older, plans for marriage were starting to be talked about, which I had no say in. But my mother and father weren't pleased with the gentleman in Valparaiso and sent word back to Spain that I was of age to take a husband. One day I went down to the docks to make a delivery to a ship before I went to our shop to work for the day, and I overheard the men on the ship talking about America, specifically California though, and its golden hills and new world for people all over to come to. There were people traveling from China, Spain, and even Valparaiso. I was so curious about this place in California that everyone was getting rich at. I started asking questions about it every time I went to make my deliveries. In 1848, I had decided I wanted to make the move to California with my brother. My sister was old enough now to take over my position at the family shop, and my parents were too happy to move from Valparaiso. After much collaboration with my father being against me going because I needed to focus on marriage, my mother stepped in and made some sense of the situation. She's allowing my brother and I 1 year after our arrival in California to be settled, to make a living, and hopefully find a husband. If we were unable to do so, we'd have to move back to Valparaiso, and I would have to marry whoever my father chooses. My brother and I had a lot of money saved up between the two of us, so we didn't think that it'd be an issue getting started, but we wouldn't know till we got there. I think we would be a great help to the colonization of the gold rush boom because of our background in production and hard work. We have a great work ethic, great salesmen, and experienced travelers at this point. I'm a very good cook as well. I don't think I would be able to go on the trip alone, and I'm so grateful my brother has expressed interest in going with me. He is great with his hands and is able to do any manual labor needed once arrived. I hope you take us into consideration for your next voyage to California. It would be a dream come true for the both of us. Muchas gracias!